Today, we are finally approaching the aircraft that became the symbol of fourth-generation fighter aviation, the main aerial spearhead of dozens of countries, and simply a very popular combat machine recognizable even by schoolchildren, the F-16 Fighting Falcon. This multi-role fighter was developed by General Dynamics in the early 1970s. It became the most widely used fourth-generation fighter, with over 4,600 units delivered, and that number is still growing. Unlike its older siblings, the beloved F-16 is not going anywhere. It continues to be produced by its current owner, Lockheed Martin, and at factories in several other countries. Let's take a look at how this love story began. As in any romance about eternal love, it all started with a fight. Like all American fourth-generation fighters, the F-16 story began long before it was born, in the early 1960s. At the time, the prevailing theory was that future aerial combat would be dominated by long-range missile interceptions, avoiding close-range dogfighting. This concept seemed logical and fashionable. The main threat for the U.S. military was Soviet bombers, and missile technology was advancing so rapidly that these shiny new weapons were seen as a cure-all. Another major theme in military aviation back then was economy. The U.S. had a diverse and growing fleet of combat aircraft, which became increasingly complex and expensive to maintain. To reduce costs, the Pentagon pushed for greater unification and initiated the TFX Tactical Fighter Experimental program to create a single fighter for all branches. The result was the F-111, a groundbreaking aircraft, but ultimately unsuitable for all services. The Air Force adopted it, but the Navy needed a plane capable of close-range air combat and better suited for carrier operations. Thus, the F-14 was born. However, real-world combat experience soon eroded the beautiful idea of long-range missile warfare. The missiles were expensive and effective against heavy bombers, but far less so against agile fighters. In dogfights, complex new aircraft were often easy targets. A new concept began to take shape. Based on combat experience in Korea and Vietnam, a group of military thinkers and engineers, led by Air Force Colonel John Boyd and mathematician Thomas Christie, developed the energy maneuverability theory, proposing a lightweight, agile fighter designed for dogfighting rather than heavy, missile-laden interceptors. These ideas laid the foundation for the next generation of fighters. In 1965, the Air Force launched two development programs, the Lightweight Air Defense Fighter, ADF, and the Heavier Multi-Role Fighter Experimental, FX. Boyd's team advocated for the ADF, which they believed met the real needs of the time, while the FX was seen as a continuation of the F-111's philosophy. The ADF looked promising, but in 1967, the Soviet MiG-25, a high-speed, long-range interceptor, shifted the Pentagon's priorities. The ADF seemed inadequate against such a threat. The Navy's development of the similar F-14 also helped shift support toward the heavier FX. Eventually, the Air Force chose the heavy fighter path, resulting in the 1972 debut of the F-15 Eagle. Boyd's group, known as the Fighter Mafia, was furious. While the F-15 proved excellent, it was still too complex, expensive, and heavy for their liking. Despite the apparent completion of fourth-generation fighter development, Boyd's team continued their pursuit of the perfect lightweight fighter. General Dynamics and Northrop began working on prototypes, leading to the YF-16 and YF-17. The YF-16, being lighter and simpler than its competitor, won the 1975 competition. With the YF-16's victory, the true story of the F-16 Fighting Falcon began. The U.S. Air Force approved a new fighter that was lighter, more maneuverable, and, crucially, cheaper to produce and operate. It was far more economical than the F-15 and F-14 while maintaining excellent combat capabilities. Powered by the powerful Pratt Whitney F-100 engine, the F-16 offered high thrust and agility, making it ideal for air combat. The F-16 also featured an advanced fly-by-wire system, which made piloting significantly easier, especially during complex maneuvers. This was a major leap forward, as traditional mechanical flight control systems required substantial pilot effort, particularly at high speeds. The first production F-16 flew in 1978, and by 1980 it had entered service with the U.S. Air Force, becoming the primary fighter at many air bases. A key advantage of the F-16 was its versatility. it could be used by the Air Force, Navy, and allied nations. It adapted easily to various missions, from air defense to ground strikes. Over time, the F-16 underwent numerous upgrades to enhance its combat capabilities. Navigation, weapon, and safety systems were significantly improved. One of the most important upgrades was the F-16C/D version, featuring better radar, more powerful onboard computers, and compatibility with advanced long-range precision weapons. The F-16's international footprint also grew. Various versions of the fighter were adopted by dozens of countries worldwide. Israel, Turkey, Egypt, Pakistan, and others became major operators, actively upgrading and deploying the F-16 in real combat, where it proved highly effective. Specialized F-16 variants were developed, including versions for air superiority, F-16D, electronic warfare, and ground attack roles. These were used extensively in military operations across the globe. A major milestone in the F-16's history was its involvement in Operation Desert Storm, 1991, and other military conflicts, where it demonstrated effectiveness in real combat. It excelled in both air-to-ground and air-to-air missions, providing air superiority thanks to its maneuverability and advanced weapons systems. The F-16 became a strategic asset for the U.S. and its allies. It has been used in various missions, from airspace patrols to precision strikes in high-tech warfare environments. Despite its many achievements, the F-16 isn't without limitations. Older models began to lag behind newer fighters like the F-22 and F-35, raising concerns about its long-term role in the U.S. Air Force. Still, the aircraft remains in service in many countries and continues to receive upgrades to meet modern combat demands. F-16's future, upgrades and new horizons. Despite the emergence of newer fighters like the F-22 and F-35, the F-16 continues to serve in many countries and is undergoing active modernization. New versions and improvements have been developed to keep the F-16 competitive in modern conflicts. A key effort is the U.S. Air Force's Viper program, significantly upgrading older F-16s. This includes new radars, better weapon systems, and updated avionics. These changes allow the F-16 to integrate with modern battle management systems and operate alongside fifth-generation fighters. Role in modern air forces. Even after more than 40 years, the F-16 still plays a vital role in modern air combat. It participates in missions ranging from counterterrorism operations to airspace defense, patrolling, and precision strikes. Its versatility and adaptability make it ideal for responding to changing threats. For many countries that can't afford fifth-generation fighters, modernized F-16s remain a key asset for territorial defense and overseas operations. Nations like India, Iraq, and others are investing in upgrades to keep their F-16s operational for years to come. Export and global influence. Since its debut, the F-16 has symbolized international cooperation in military aviation. More than 25 countries have adopted it, making it one of the most exported fighters in history. Nations like Israel, Turkey, Bahrain, and Egypt have significantly boosted their combat capabilities through the F-16. F-16 exports have also strengthened military alliances and strategic partnerships. The U.S. uses the Foreign Military Sales (FMS) program to offer the F-16 to partner nations, enhancing military ties and technical cooperation. Legacy and impact on the aviation industry. The F-16 is not only a symbol of success but also a major influence on other fighter designs. Its architecture, weapon systems, and operational features inspired newer fighters like the F-35 and F-18. Aerospace companies continue to study F-16's development to design future aircraft. The F-16's long service life is a testament to its flexibility and adaptability. It has shown that a combat aircraft can remain relevant and effective for decades. Conclusion. The F-16 story is one of success, innovation, and evolution in military aviation. From its first flight in 1974 to today, it remains one of the most demanded and effective combat aircraft in the world. Its ability to evolve with changing warfare, along with its simplicity, agility, and affordability, made it an iconic fighter. Even as newer fighters emerge, the F-16 continues to protect the skies of many nations. It's more than a machine, it's a symbol of global aviation success. For decades, it has ensured air superiority, and its mission is not yet over. F-16 in 21st century conflicts. Despite the arrival of new fighters like the F-35, F-22, and Su-57, the F-16 remains a key tool in modern combat. One reason for its longevity is its multi-role capability, which makes it invaluable in today's military operations. Since its creation, the F-16 has seen combat around the globe, in the Middle East, including the Iraq War, the Syrian conflict, and the war in Libya. It has performed a wide range of missions, from airstrikes to patrols to close air support. Its agility, precision, and versatility keep it relevant even against modern competition. Modernization and future prospects. The F-16's continued relevance is due to ongoing modernization, including avionics, navigation, and weapon upgrades. Even 30-year-old aircraft remain competitive thanks to these improvements. The Viper program is one of the most successful upgrades, enhancing radar, electronics, weapon systems, and communications. This enables the F-16 to operate in complex scenarios and alongside modern assets. Additional upgrades include new missile defense systems and early warning technologies. Some countries, like Israel, Turkey, and the US, are also exploring newer engine options for improved speed and agility. These developments keep the F-16 viable even in a fifth-generation world. Strengths and weaknesses in modern combat. Despite its strengths, the F-16 has vulnerabilities, especially against modern air defenses and missiles. Fifth-generation fighters like the F-35 offer better stealth and survivability. Still, the F-16 is cheaper to operate, highly adaptable, and very maneuverable, critical assets in combat. Economic incentives to keep flying. The cost-effectiveness of the F-16 is a key reason it remains in service. Fifth-generation fighters are extremely expensive to develop and operate. For countries with limited budgets, like Indonesia, Egypt, or Jordan, upgraded F-16s offer strong combat power at a fraction of the cost. Upgrading older F-16s extends their service life and improves combat effectiveness, making them a smart economic choice. A modernized F-16 can serve twice as long as older models, and upgrades cost far less than buying new aircraft. Future role in global air forces. Even with new technologies, the F-16 remains important in many air forces. It's a symbol of versatility, reliability, and effectiveness. While modern air defense systems pose challenges, the F-16's adaptability keeps it in the fight. It will continue to serve countries that need reliable, cost-effective air power. Discussions about modernization, deployment, and longevity remain highly relevant. Final thoughts. F-16, a symbol of reliability and innovation. The F-16 is more than just a jet, it's a symbol of aviation evolution. Its history and achievements show how one platform can stay effective for decades. Even with newer models on the market, the F-16 remains a critical part of many air forces. Its future looks bright, and it will continue to play a key role in global air power. Factors determining the long-term relevance of the F-16. To understand the long-term relevance of the F-16 fighter jet, it is important to consider several factors that have enabled this aircraft to remain in demand for decades. These include operational flexibility, versatility, high performance, ease of modernization, and cost-effectiveness. 1. Flexibility and versatility. The F-16 was designed with multiple roles in mind, ranging from air combat to ground attack, making it suitable for a wide range of missions. Its various weapons configurations, ability to operate in diverse weather conditions, and adaptability to new technologies make it a versatile tool in the hands of pilots. This versatility ensures its continued service across many regions around the world. 2. Upgradability. Since its inception, the F-16 has undergone numerous upgrades, from the original version to the current F-16V, which features enhanced avionics, a modern radar system, and improved maneuverability. The ability to upgrade the platform helps maintain its relevance despite its age. This also allows it to be adapted to changing requirements, such as new weapon systems, defensive technologies, and integration with other military assets. 3. Cost-effectiveness. Operating and maintaining the F-16 is significantly more affordable than newer, more complex fighters like the F-22 or F-35. This affordability enables countries with limited budgets to maintain a capable air force without the burden of expensive new acquisitions. In developing economies, the F-16 remains a vital defense asset by providing effective air power at a relatively low operational cost. 4. Ease of maintenance and adaptability. One of the key reasons the F-16 has remained in service so long is its ease of maintenance. It was designed to be supported in various parts of the world, even in countries with limited technological infrastructure. Local maintenance crews can perform repairs and part replacements, making the F-16 less reliant on external logistics and more user-friendly. Current trends in F-16 modernization. Currently, the primary challenge for F-16 operators is modernizing the aircraft to counter new threats. Modern conflicts demand highly capable aircraft that can operate under intense air defense pressure and against enemy aviation. Key areas of F-16 modernization include 1. Advanced radar and navigation systems. The upgraded AESA, Active Electronically Scanned Array, radar is one of the most important improvements. It enables the F-16 to detect and track targets at long distances, operate effectively in electronic warfare environments, and engage other fighters successfully. 2. Modern defensive and evasion systems. Modern F-16 variants are equipped with missile warning systems, MAWS, and defensive aid subsystems, DAS, which help the aircraft avoid being hit by anti-air missiles, greatly increasing its survivability in combat. 3. New weapons and combat capabilities. The F-16 continues to integrate new types of weaponry, including advanced guided missiles and GPS-guided bombs. This enhances its ability to carry out complex combat missions such as striking fortified targets, countering enemy aircraft, and supporting ground troops. The F-16's role in global defense forces. Although many countries now operate fifth-generation fighters like the F-35 or Su-57, the F-16 remains a cornerstone of air power for many nations. Its combination of versatility, cost efficiency, and upgradability ensures its continued role in air operations. For countries unable to afford newer jets, the F-16 remains a key component of their defense forces, performing roles from air patrols to ground strikes. Internationally, the F-16 continues to play an essential role in maintaining regional stability, especially for nations involved in military coalitions and peacekeeping missions. Future prospects and the F-16's role in the 21st century. As recent conflicts in Syria and Iraq have demonstrated, the F-16 continues to carry out combat missions effectively in challenging environments. Despite newer aircraft like the stealth-capable F-35, the F-16 has retained its importance. Combined with modern technologies, it can still effectively compete with newer models on tactical missions. Most importantly, the F-16 is not just an old aircraft, it is a dynamic, multi-role platform that continues to evolve. Its future likely includes further upgrades and new mission capabilities, such as long-range operations, drone cooperation, and next-gen weapons integration. Future of the F-16, capabilities for modern military conflicts. Despite its age, the F-16 remains one of the world's most versatile and widely used fighter jets. Its adaptability to changing threats and mission requirements ensures its ongoing viability. Key areas for continued evolution include 1. Integration with unmanned technologies. A major future direction for the F-16 is integration with unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs. Drones play an increasingly significant role in modern warfare, and manned-unmanned teaming opens up new opportunities. The F-16 could act as a controller for UAVs, directing them toward targets or using them for reconnaissance. With the advancement of autonomous systems, the F-16 may also operate as part of mixed groups where manned and unmanned aircraft work closely together, creating new operational advantages. 2. Role in cyber and information warfare. As information warfare and cyber attacks become more prominent, the F-16 is evolving to include better communications and cybersecurity systems. Military electronics like radar and fire control systems are increasingly vulnerable to digital threats. Protecting the F-16 from cyber attacks and using it in network cyber operations will be critical to maintaining combat readiness. The F-16 in geopolitical strategy. The F-16 continues to serve as a valuable diplomatic and defense cooperation asset. It is used in international operations, including NATO missions, humanitarian efforts, and peacekeeping. Countries with F-16s often use them as a symbol of their commitment to global military cooperation. Furthermore, nations that lack cutting-edge fifth-generation fighters can still bolster their defense with upgraded F-16s. These aircraft help deter aggression from stronger neighbors, participate in multinational exercises, and strengthen military alliances. Conclusion: longevity and future of the F-16. Since its introduction, the F-16 has proven to be a remarkable aircraft capable of adapting to the evolving demands of aerial warfare. Thanks to its versatility, upgrade potential, and cost efficiency, it has remained in high demand for decades and will likely continue to serve well into the future. Improvements in avionics, protection systems, weaponry, and integration with unmanned platforms will keep the F-16 relevant in the face of modern threats. It's no surprise that dozens of countries still choose it, as it represents strength and reliability in an ever-changing military landscape. The F-16 is not merely an old fighter jet, it is a living, adaptable platform that continues to stand on the front lines of global defense, providing security to its operators and allies in the 21st century. Modernization prospects for the F-16, new technologies and enhancements. One of the primary factors ensuring the F-16's long-term relevance is its capacity for modernization. Though developed over 40 years ago, its design and components support the effective integration of cutting-edge technologies, extending its service life. These upgrades include advances in weaponry, electronics, artificial intelligence, and battle management systems. 1. Avionics enhancements. One of the key modernization areas is avionics. Modern F-16 variants are equipped with new radars, including AESA systems that drastically improve detection range and targeting precision, even in electronic interference or enemy countermeasures. New fire control systems, sensors, and communication upgrades allow the aircraft to operate effectively in complex networked environments. Data sharing systems based on network-centric warfare principles allow the F-16 to operate jointly with air, ground, and naval platforms, coordinating real-time combat actions. 2. New combat capabilities, supersonic maneuverability and weapons. Modern F-16 upgrades, such as the F-16V, support a wider array of advanced weapons, including new air-to-air and air-to-ground missiles. This broadens its arsenal and enhances mission flexibility. Additionally, improvements in maneuverability, weapons payload, aerodynamics, and materials enable the F-16 to be more effective in both air-to-air combat and ground strike operations. 3. Integration with tactical systems. With the evolution of tactical networks, the F-16 is increasingly integrated into complex multi-domain operations. It is becoming more than just a fighter, it is part of a coordinated system involving drones, tanks, ships, and other assets. This integration transforms the F-16 into a key component of broader strategic planning and execution. The F-16 as a foundation for a new era of aerial combat. Due to its versatility, the F-16 remains one of the most popular fighters and a platform for introducing new technologies and air combat concepts. It is expected to increasingly work in conjunction with advanced battle management systems and UAVs, maintaining its strategic value for decades. 4. Cost-effectiveness and geopolitical significance. A key ongoing advantage of the F-16 is its lower operational cost compared to newer jets like the F-22 and F-35. For countries with limited budgets but growing security needs, the F-16 remains a practical and economical choice. Its long service history reduces replacement costs and ensures reliable, combat-ready performance. Modernizing existing F-16 fleets is often more cost-effective than purchasing new jets. The F-16 also plays a role in geopolitics. Selling F-16 strengthens alliances and contributes to stability in regions seeking to bolster their defense. These jets act as tools of diplomatic strategy, enhancing the power and unity of military coalitions. Final thoughts. the F-16 as a symbol of adaptability and innovation. The F-16 is not just a fighter, it is a flexible and evolving platform. In a world of changing threats and technologies, its upgradability and adaptability make it a valuable asset for air forces worldwide. Its longevity and compatibility with future technologies ensure that it will continue to play a critical role in global aviation. A product of the 1970s, the F-16 continues to demonstrate flexibility and efficiency, solidifying its legacy as one of the most successful combat aircraft in history. Future development and continued role in global aviation. Despite its long service, the F-16 remains a vital part of many nations' air forces, not only due to upgrades but also due to its adaptability to modern combat. While high-tech aircraft like the F-35 and F-22 dominate headlines, many countries continue to modernize their F-16 fleets, affirming the jet's continued relevance. 1. Continued relevance for small and medium powers. With tight military budgets and the need for cost-effective combat power, the F-16 remains a go-to choice for nations with modest air forces. Its ease of maintenance and modernization makes it ideal for maintaining national security. Countries like Turkey, Israel, Poland, and Egypt are actively upgrading their F-16s, keeping them combat-ready and aligned with modern air warfare requirements. The global spread of the F-16 also encourages cooperation, pilot training, and shared experience among nations. 2. Influence on the future of military aviation. Originally developed as a lightweight air superiority fighter with ground strike capability, the F-16 has evolved to remain competitive with newer platforms. Its integration with drones, advanced battle management systems, and modern weapons opens new possibilities. Ongoing developments in sensors and electronic warfare resilience make the F-16 ideal for missions that require overcoming enemy defenses, reinforcing its strategic role in the future of combat aviation. 3. Impact on international security and defense. The F-16 continues to play a vital role in enhancing international security and supporting stability in regions where air forces require a versatile and affordable platform. Programs that provide F-16s to allies or developing nations help strengthen their defense capabilities and foster strategic partnerships in military and economic spheres. These aircraft also play a key role in international peacekeeping operations, where their mobility, cost efficiency, and effectiveness make the F-16 an excellent choice for a wide range of missions. 4. Aging issues and replacement of the F-16. Although modernization has given the F-16 a second life, issues related to its age persist. Even with the best technologies integrated into the older design, there are limitations in material durability, structural load capacity, and safety standards. Armed forces will eventually need to consider replacing these fighters, despite their remarkable adaptability to evolving requirements. Furthermore, the emergence of next-generation fighter jets like the F-35 and F-22, with more advanced technologies and combat capabilities, may eventually displace the F-16 from most leading air forces. However, as long as the F-16 remains available and competitive, it will continue to be used by many countries to carry out specialized missions and maintain adequate security levels. Conclusion: flexibility and long-term effectiveness of the F-16. The F-16 remains a vivid example of how military technology can be effectively adapted and modernized to maintain its relevance for decades. Despite the existence of more modern and expensive platforms, the F-16 remains a symbol of versatility and flexibility in air forces worldwide. It upholds its reputation as a reliable, highly capable, and economically viable fighter that meets the national defense and security needs of many nations. Its long service life exemplifies how longevity can become an advantage through consistent upgrades and technological improvements. Even as more advanced platforms become available, the F-16 will likely remain an integral part of global aviation for years to come. Prospects for replacing the F-16 and the future of aviation. 1. Modern technologies and their impact on the future of aviation. Each year brings new technologies that could dramatically shift how combat aircraft are designed and used. Artificial intelligence systems, advanced radar and infrared sensors, and new weapon types are making aircraft more efficient and precise. In addition, the development of autonomous air platforms and drone technologies could significantly reshape the future of aviation. Nevertheless, Despite these advancements, the F-16 remains in demand due to its versatility and relatively low operational costs. Its ability to perform effectively in diverse combat scenarios, such as ground strikes, airspace defense, or peacekeeping missions, continues to make it an attractive option for many nations, even in the presence of more modern models. 2. Modernization and adaptation, extending the F-16's service life. Modern upgrades and modifications allow the F-16 to extend its lifespan and improve combat performance. Programs like the F-16V upgrade, featuring an AESA radar, enhanced fire control systems, and advanced sensors, enable the aircraft to remain relevant for decades. These upgrades significantly improve its capabilities, allowing it to compete with newer models and handle complex missions. For many nations that have already invested in F-16s and built supporting infrastructure, modernization is a more cost-effective option than total replacement. This path supports high combat readiness while maintaining relatively low expenses. 3. The future of the F-16 amid emerging threats and changing combat conditions. With the rise of new threats such as hypersonic weapons, cyber attacks, and electronic warfare, the F-16 faces new challenges. However, due to its multi-role capability and adaptability, the fighter can still play a crucial role in air forces, especially when equipped with modern systems and weaponry. Modernization programs that upgrade electronics and armaments ensure the F-16 remains both competitive and capable of responding to new threats. Some experts believe that fifth-generation jets like the F-35 will dominate future aviation, but that does not necessarily mean phasing out older generation fighters like the F-16. These aircraft may continue to be used for less demanding tasks while newer jets focus on high-tech operations. 4. Alternatives and competitors, new players in the market. With the evolution of new technologies, more competitors to the F-16 have emerged. Examples include Russia's Su-35, China's J-20, and France's Rafale, which can rival the F-16 in some aspects. These jets offer superior maneuverability, stealth features, and advanced fire control systems. However, the F-16 remains competitive globally due to its affordability and widespread adoption in countries with varying levels of military capability. 5. Flexibility and strategic importance of the F-16 going forward. The future of the F-16 lies in its ability to adapt to changing conditions. Unlike expensive fifth-generation aircraft like the F-35, which require significant procurement and operating costs, the F-16 remains relatively affordable for nations with limited defense budgets. Its capacity to adapt to different combat scenarios and be used effectively across various types of operations guarantees its place in global aviation for years to come. Moreover, the F-16 continues to play a vital role in the defense strategies of many nations, helping to strengthen international cooperation and maintain stability in various regions. Final thoughts: the enduring value of the F-16. The F-16 is not just a symbol of its era's air power, but also a testament to adaptability and sustained combat performance over decades. Its ability to handle a wide variety of missions and be upgraded to meet modern requirements secures its position in the global military aviation market. While the future of aviation may center around more modern and high-tech platforms, the F-16 will remain a critical part of the air forces of many countries that value its versatility, reliability, and low operating costs. The future of the F-16, how the fighter jet adapts to new challenges. As the world continues to face new technological and security challenges, the F-16 remains a key element of many nations' air power. Given the upgrades and adaptations this fighter has undergone, its future looks relatively optimistic, even with rising competition from newer models like the F-35 or even unmanned aerial systems. 1. The role of the F-16 in the evolving military landscape. The nature of warfare and the tools used to achieve victory are constantly changing. In this context, the F-16 plays a unique role in rapid response and flexible combat operations. These aircraft are well suited for strike missions in conflict zones or counterterrorism operations, where deploying high-tech platforms may not always be justified in terms of cost and logistics. In times of tight defense budgets, many countries focus on upgrading and maximizing the use of existing assets like the F-16. It continues to serve in essential roles such as SEAD, suppression of enemy air defenses, strike missions, air patrols, and airspace protection. 2. Modernizing the F-16 to counter new threats. Over recent decades, various F-16 upgrades have been developed to ensure the aircraft remains competitive amid emerging technologies and threats. These include AESA radar integration, which significantly improves detection, targeting, and defense against advanced air defense systems, new communications, combat management systems, and enhanced electronic countermeasures make the F-16 more agile and resilient. Upgraded fire control systems and new weapons, such as improved air-to-air and air-to-ground missiles, further expand its operational capabilities. As a result, modernized F-16s are highly effective even against high-tech adversaries, including fifth-generation air defense systems and other advanced fighters. 3. Reduced operating costs and increased accessibility. F-16 modernization has military and economic benefits. One of the most important factors supporting its continued relevance is its relatively low operating cost compared to newer aircraft. This provides a significant advantage for countries with limited defense budgets that prefer upgrading existing fleets rather than acquiring costly new aircraft. Moreover, the existing infrastructure in many countries supports F-16 maintenance and logistics, making it a practical choice for long-term use. 4. Adapting the F-16 to new combat standards and future military roles. As robotic systems, drones, and new weapons become more widespread, the role of manned aircraft like the F-16 is evolving. Nevertheless, the F-16 remains highly effective in specific scenarios, such as air defense, precision ground strikes, counterterrorism, and peacekeeping missions. Future operations will demand high integration with other systems like drones and satellites for better data usage and strike coordination. In such conditions, the F-16 will continue to serve as a key component in joint force operations, working alongside new weapons and intelligence platforms to maintain its relevance in complex combat environments. 5. The F-16's key role in international security. Despite the presence of new models and technologies, the F-16 continues to play a major role in ensuring international security. Its presence in the armed forces of various countries helps strengthen alliances and improve coordination and knowledge sharing between nations. This is especially important for NATO missions, where the F-16 is often used as a universal platform for multiple tasks. The F-16 also remains a reliable tool for airspace protection in the face of sudden threats. Given rising concerns over cyber attacks, hybrid warfare, and new weapon types, the F-16 will continue to be a vital part of defense infrastructure, ensuring robust protection and mission support in any situation. Conclusion: the F-16's role in the future. The F-16 remains a vital part of military aviation. Despite the emergence of new technologies and more advanced platforms, its ability to adapt, modernize, and effectively execute a wide variety of missions ensures its relevance over the long term. It will likely continue to serve in the armed forces of many countries, fulfilling roles that do not require the latest fifth-generation aircraft. The future of the F-16 depends on its continued modernization and ability to remain an effective tool for diverse combat operations. Despite growing competition, its versatility, accessibility, and low operating costs ensure that the F-16 will remain a key player in global aviation for many years. The future of the F-16, innovation and adaptation to new demands. Despite its long service and increasing competition, the F-16 remains in demand due to its flexibility, versatility, and ability to adapt to evolving battlefield conditions. However, new challenges lie ahead, driven by technological advancement and changes in the nature of warfare. 1. Compatibility with new technologies and platforms. One of the most critical factors ensuring the F-16's future is its ability to integrate with new technologies and combat platforms. Notably, the F-16 is undergoing active modernization to ensure compatibility with modern warfare tools such as drones, satellite systems, and next-generation weapons. For example, the F-16 can use drone-provided intelligence for target acquisition and strike accuracy. This enables the aircraft to operate as part of a larger force network, where every component contributes to mission success. Such platform integration opens new opportunities for increased combat efficiency and mission agility. 2. networked operations and multi-domain warfare. Modern militaries are increasingly operating in multi-domain environments, across air, sea, land, and cyberspace. Thanks to its upgrades and ability to operate in a networked system, the F-16 remains a key asset in such complex missions. It can share real-time data and coordinate operations with more advanced and costly systems. This is a crucial feature, as the role of information technologies and real-time communication on the battlefield continues to grow. In the future, jets like the F-16 will be part of broader network-centric operations, ensuring coordination between manned, robotic, and automated systems. 3. Resilience to future threats. Given the rapid development of technologies such as artificial intelligence, hypersonic weapons, and cyber threats, the aviation of the future will face new challenges requiring a high degree of adaptability and readiness. The F-16 has already undergone numerous upgrades that have enhanced its ability to counter such threats. However, in the future, it will need to adapt to new types of adversaries, such as hypersonic missiles or advanced air defense systems capable of detecting and neutralizing even the most maneuverable aircraft. To meet these challenges, work will continue on integrating new defense systems, such as advanced electronic warfare (EW) suites, both active and passive protection systems, as well as improved armor and missile evasion technologies. This will ensure the F-16 remains capable of fulfilling its missions even against highly advanced threats. 4. The development of air defense and the role of the F-16. As threats from adversaries equipped with powerful air defense systems increase, the role of the F-16 in providing air defense and suppressing these threats will become even more significant. Modernization efforts aimed at enhancing the aircraft's performance will help it interact more effectively with Allied air defense systems and enable it to break through enemy defenses, thanks to its excellent maneuverability and ability to carry a wide variety of weapons. The F-16 will remain a key element in achieving air superiority. The future of this fighter involves its capacity to deliver precision strikes against ground targets with minimal losses while maintaining continuous control over the airspace. With an upgraded battle management system and integration into networked operations, the F-16 will remain effective even in environments saturated with enemy air defenses. 5. F-16 sales market and exports. Despite competition from aircraft like the F-35, the F-16 continues to be an attractive option for many countries, especially those that cannot afford the purchase and maintenance of more expensive and complex systems. Its appeal also lies in its global popularity, which helps strengthen international partnerships, ensures reliability in joint operations, and fosters defense cooperation. Future exports of the F-16 are expected to continue, particularly to developing nations and countries seeking to modernize their air forces. Considering its reasonable cost and technical compatibility with modern systems, the F-16 is likely to remain in demand around the world. 6. Innovative uses of the F-16, from combat missions to scientific experiments. Beyond traditional combat roles, the F-16 will also be used in scientific research. For instance, it may serve in the testing of new aviation technologies, including developments in hypersonic flight, novel weapon systems, or advanced materials for aircraft structures. These innovative projects will help extend the aircraft's service life while providing valuable data for further aviation research. As such, the F-16 will remain a valuable platform for testing and developing next-generation technologies. Conclusion: Future outlook. Despite being over 40 years old, the F-16 continues to play a vital role in the defense forces of many nations, thanks to continuous upgrades, improvements in weaponry, communications, and protection systems, and its ability to integrate into broader defense architectures. It remains one of the most flexible and effective fighter jets. The future of the F-16 involves continued adaptation to emerging threats, modernization based on current technologies, and service life extensions through updates. It will remain a key player in air defense, security assurance, and the maintenance of strategic balance in international affairs. Despite competition, the outlook for the F-16 is optimistic, as its adaptability to evolving combat environments and economic conditions ensures its ongoing relevance in military forces around the world. 7. The impact of political factors and international alliances. The future of the F-16 will also depend on the political situation in different countries and the dynamics of international alliances. In an era of global instability and growing threats from various state actors, the role of reliable and versatile fighters like the F-16 becomes even more critical. It serves as a unifying platform among nations and regions engaged in allied operations. The F-16 is a cornerstone of NATO air forces and other countries with close military-political ties to the West. Factors such as economic sanctions, trade agreements, and emerging global challenges may also influence the continuation of F-16 production and modernization. For example, a country opting not to acquire more expensive and complex systems like the F-35 might turn to the F-16 as a more affordable alternative. This creates opportunities for sustained demand for the aircraft even in uncertain geopolitical times. Additionally, the F-16 will continue to play a key role in peacekeeping and humanitarian missions. Its precision strike capabilities and support for ground operations make it an important asset in international efforts to promote stability and peace. 8. Environmental and green technologies. With growing global focus on environmental issues and climate change, the future of aviation will involve the pursuit of greener technologies, including new engine types and the use of sustainable aviation fuels. While the current version of the F-16 is not environmentally friendly, future upgrades may aim to improve fuel efficiency and reduce carbon emissions. The potential adoption of hybrid or fully electric systems in next-generation fighters also opens up new prospects for developing aviation in an ecologically sustainable direction. Additionally, new technologies may allow for more efficient resource management on board, reducing environmental impact. 9. Personnel and pilot training. Another important aspect of the F-16's future involves the training of new generations of pilots. Given increasingly complex combat demands, advanced aerial tactics, and the use of high-tech battlefield support systems, pilot training must become more adaptive and focused on emerging technologies. The use of artificial intelligence to analyze combat situations and assist pilots in real time will also enhance operational effectiveness. To ensure successful future operations of the F-16, substantial updates to simulators and training systems will be necessary, preparing pilots to use new systems and technologies. This will also include training in the use of unmanned aerial systems and other innovative platforms. 10. Service life extension and retirement prospects. Despite all modernization efforts, the age of the F-16 raises questions about its long-term service. Like any military aircraft, the F-16 will eventually require replacement. New fighters like the F-35 and future sixth-generation concepts are being developed for this purpose. However, even with this in mind, the F-16 is expected to remain in service at least until the late 2030s, and possibly beyond, depending on replacement rates and further upgrades. The decision to retire the F-16 will depend on numerous factors, including the availability of more modern and cost-effective alternatives and political conditions in various countries. Given the strategic role the F-16 plays in many national air forces, its retirement will be gradual and based on evolving battlefield requirements. Conclusion, legacy and continued service. The F-16 remains one of the most successful and widely used fighter jets in the world. It has proven its effectiveness in combat, become a symbol of air power in dozens of countries, and continues to redefine aviation in the context of global threats. The fighter's future depends on its ability to adapt to new challenges, integrate with new technologies, and stay competitive amid rapidly shifting strategic requirements. The F-16 will likely remain in active service for many years to come,